So it is my pleasure to welcome all of you on behalf of the Hack for Humanity organizing team in celebration of Disruption Day to today's Social Impact Hackathon. I know some of you, but I'm seeing a lot of new faces in the room, which makes me very excited. My name is Professor Mike Grandinetti. I'm Professor of Marketing, Innovation, and Entrepreneurship, and one of the faculty leads on the newly announced Masters in Disruptive Innovation program. I've been looking forward to this day since the 27th of August of last year. And you may wonder why. Because it takes that long to plan and make a hackathon happen. It also takes a village to make a hackathon happen. And I'm going to ask all of my organizers, all of the people that helped us get here, come on over, please, Yona, Kathleen, everyone, whoever's helped, Deepali, please stand up for a second. There's a lot of other ones that are outside doing registration. Natalia, Susanna, I want to thank all of these young women for the extraordinary number of hours and dedication and commitment that they've put in order to get us here. So if you're looking at the beautiful poster art behind us, that's Kathleen's handiwork. If you saw the wonderful website that Vanessa put together, Vanessa, would you wave? That was Vanessa's work. Deepali was kind enough to go out and recruit Recycle Health in order to bring them into our challenge. Kathleen was able to go out and recruit Rosie's Place. And then a person I could never do it without, Iona, who is my teaching assistant and has been with me every step of the way on this hackathon and works for me at my startup. So thank you, Iona. Okay? Thank you all. And Natalia, who's been very helpful from a marketing point of view and working with Rethink Relief. So, I want to do several things. We have until 9:30 before we have to exit this room. Okay? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to get things kicked off. And at 9:30, you are going to go to one of the two flexible classrooms. Okay? We're running 4 challenges side by side, 2 in each room. So if you have signed up, how many people have signed up for Rosie's Place? Okay, you will be in classroom C. Who has signed up for Rethink Relief? Okay, turn around, Lise. Look at this. Raise them again. Okay, you will be in classroom C as well. Green Hope School. Who signed up for Green Hope School? You'll be in classroom G. And Recycle Health. Who signed up for Recycle Health? You'll be in classroom G. Okay, now we will be supporting you throughout the day. Who are the mentors for Recycle Health that are here in the room already? So Dan, raise your hand. I know we've got other people coming. Okay. Who are the mentors for Rethink Relief? Okay, we've got a bunch. Hey, Mateo, welcome. Ciao, my friend. Good to see you. Will you just pull in? You just. Okay, great to see you. Who are the mentors for Green Hope School? Okay, and who are the mentors for Recycle Health? I'm sorry, I got that one already, didn't I? For Rosie's Place. I'm sorry, for Rosie's Place. Who are the mentors for Rosie's Place? Okay? And we've got a lot more mentors coming. So I've recruited about 30 mentors. I do want to make a special note. I want to welcome Jeff Cherry. Jeff, would you stand up for a second? Jeff Cherry is a pioneer in conscious investing and conscious venturing. He came all the way up from Baltimore to join us today. He runs the Conscious Venture Lab in Baltimore, does a lot of social impact work with a lot of very, very important companies and organizations in Baltimore. He will be both a mentor today and a judge this evening. Thank you, Jeff. For Hughes, would you stand up, please? For is a world-class design expert. He's been with me across many hackathons over the last 5 years, including several here at Holt. He's an extraordinary mentor, and he'll be here throughout the day, mentoring and then judging as well tonight.
Say cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese.
Sam and Dan, would you please stand up, please? Now, I don't know how many of you have met Sam and Dan, but I was lucky enough to meet these guys early on in the HBC Challenge track this year. They are former college roommates, and they are co-founders of a company called Blur, and they've been really helpful with me on campus over the last several months. They're true startup guys, and they're going to make awesome mentors today, so thank you both for coming today. Okay? Cassandra Bankson, would you please stand up? So I happened to meet Cassandra about a year ago. I was keynoting the Nestle Hackathon. I brought 25 Holt students with me. Cassandra was there as a subject matter expert. Amongst other things, she is currently a student at Stanford Medical School in Palo Alto, California. She is also a YouTube celebrity where she focuses on skin health and wellness and inner beauty. She is someone who is so hungry to learn that she audits almost every class I teach and has been coming to hackathons and all kinds of innovation events. She's a really great mentor. Thank you so much. And she came in all the way from Colorado. Thank you. Am I missing anybody that's come in? So Mateo Mania has come all the way in from California. Mateo was one of my MIM students last year, and he's here as well. He's an entrepreneur. He started his own company out in California. Mateo, welcome. And then some of our other mentors, we have Goda and Andres. I think of them as a pair. I never see them apart. MIM graduates from last year. Both of them work for me at Reduxio. And then Sola Willer, who I did not get a chance to personally thank. Sola, along with Joanna, have been absolutely essential to getting us to where we are today. There's a million details to launch a hackathon. And these two women are detail-oriented, and I could not have gotten here without them. So thank you both again. Okay? All right. So, how many people are doing their first hackathon? And don't answer the question. Let me explain what a hackathon is. A true hackathon is an event which puts you under significant time pressure to force your mind to focus, to drive to a solution. Okay? So, a business challenge is different. A business challenge takes place over several weeks. There are several episodes that lead to a pitch. Now, how many of you are doing the Flywire Business Challenge? Okay, so what I'm going to ask all of you who are doing the Flywire Business Challenge to spend some time with Joanna and Sola and I so that you have the opportunity to do your pitches tonight with us. And also, I understand you have to do your pitches in the Flywire Challenge, okay? So we want to give you the opportunity to do both, but I feel it's very important that you do them as a team. That's where the learning comes in, because you can hack all day, but your ability to put your thoughts, your solution into coherent narrative that judges and stakeholders understand is really the payoff. So the idea of splitting in two is not going to work very well. You won't get the full benefit of this experience, okay? So where does the word hackathon come from? It's a mashup. It's a combination of the word hack. To hack is to create a quick solution to a problem. The other part is from the word marathon, okay? Most hackathons are around coding applications, coding solutions. They tend to be 72-hour marathons. People bring in sleeping bags, they bring in Red Bull, and they go non-stop until they get to go demo. One of the things that I've tried to do is pioneer the use of hackathons for business-oriented solutions. So in my other day job, I have two, I'm Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer of a technology startup based in Israel and San Francisco known as Reduxio. And I've run several hackathons on this campus for Reduxio. And it turns out of the 11 Holt students that I have hired to work for my startup, every single one of them made their first strong impression on me during a Holt or a Reduxio hackathon here on campus. Okay? So today, and in a minute, I'm going to introduce each of the four nonprofit leaders, and they're going to spend a few minutes sharing with you what they're up to. But more importantly, when we retire to the flexible classrooms, they're going to each spend 15 minutes educating you on what they do and helping you understand the challenge that they're looking for you to help them solve. Okay? So again, we're going to be in this room until 9:30. At 9:30, you're going to go to the flexible classroom that your challenge track was assigned to. Starting at around 10 o'clock, we have a breakout room reserved for each and every team that is registered. You will spend almost the entire day in the breakout room with your team hacking a solution to the challenge. We will be feeding you. We have lunch being brought into the flexible classrooms. We'll make sure that you know when lunch is there. We will caffeinate you and hydrate you throughout the day, okay? So you can count on having the right caloric intake and the right fluids to help you to continue to working. But we ask you to spend most of your time in the breakout rooms. The mentors and the nonprofit leaders will be circulating there to mentor you, to answer questions, to encourage you, and to challenge you to think bigger. I will be circulating around all of the rooms, making sure that we're all on track, okay? You're going to hack until 4:30. At 4:30, you are going to upload your presentations. We will give you instructions on where those presentations get uploaded to. And starting at 5 o'clock, you will start to pitch. And you will pitch between 5, yes, I'm sorry?
No, it's 4:15 you get to give your presentation to
4:15, okay.
4:30 we start pitching.
Okay, all right.
We have to squeeze it.
Okay, that's great. All right, so slight change in timing, okay? Each team or each track will be presenting to your own set of judges. There will be one winner per track, okay? One winner per track, and you're going to have subject matter expert judges. So there's a number of people that will be just showing up to judge. For the women in the room, you'll find it interesting that one of our judges works with Golden Seeds, which is the largest angel investing group in the United States. They've made over 100 investments in women-led businesses. They've invested well over $100 million in angel capital to fund these businesses. Darren Gallup, a guy that I've known for years, I sit on the board of his 2 companies, is now at Techstars. He's running a very rapidly growing cybersecurity company. He's been on campus many times. He will be here as well to judge. Okay, so we've got a lot of other people coming in that you'll meet throughout the day. Okay? Once you finish pitching, each of the 4 judging groups will go off. They'll spend about 20 minutes assessing what they saw, and they will come back and they will name the winners of the respective challenge tracks. Okay? Omar, are you here? Anybody from, yes. Would you come down and announce the prize that you and your team are giving out, please?
I'm not going to go.
Okay. So is Selma here? All right, Shireen, hey. So I want to also welcome my former student, Omar Shaker, Dr. Omar Shaker, who flew in from San Francisco. Okay. Thank you for joining us, Omar. And Shireen, thank you for joining us as well. Shireen is from Egypt, and she's partners with Omar, and she has an announcement to make.
Okay, so there's going to be the world's first Conscious Tech Summit in Egypt from May 9th to 12th, and the first 2 days are going to be a hackathon, and then we have a Shark Zone, which is where we're sourcing the top 30 conscious tech startups in emerging markets to be paired with investors, and we also have 2 days of talks and debates and panel discussions. So, conscious tech is basically any kind of technology that is trying to save the world. We think that the people that are going to save the world are the ones living in those markets, and they're the ones that are going to come up with solutions. So every single team that wins, so the 4 teams, right, that win, will get free tickets and free accommodation to the summit.
And it happens to be in a beautiful resort town on the Dead Sea, okay? So it's not bad living. Miriam, come on up, okay? Okay? All right, and Sarah, would you come up? So, Sarah, come on up, please. So, again, one of the reasons that I love doing hackathons at Holt is I get to bring in some of my favorite former students. Sarah, sit down. I'm sorry, sit down. Yeah. Okay. My former students. So Miriam Gorjadze, who was a student of mine in San Francisco many years ago, has been my TA for several courses here, came all the way up from New York to mentor. And Sarah Bates, who was a student of mine, who was one of the finalists in the Mass Challenge a year ago, came all the way from Canada to join us today, okay? Paul Mock is one of my colleagues. We're partners in crime running the Open IDEO chapter here in Boston. Paul, come on over and just wave to everybody, if you would. Okay? So I've invited a lot of friends, a lot of former Hult students, and a lot of people that are part of my innovation network here in Boston to support you throughout the day, okay? We're here to help you thrive today. So with no further ado, I want to just ask each of our 4 challenge track nonprofit leaders to just stand up. Lisa, if you would. Lise, Ami, and Dylan, please, and Erin. So Lisa, just if you guys would just turn around so they see the faces. So Lisa is the head of Recycle Health, okay? Lise is one of the leaders of Rethink Relief. Ami and Dylan are the leaders of Green Hope School. And Erin is the leader of Rosie's Place. So I'm going to now ask each of them, starting with Erin, if they're going to each just come up. The rest of you, I'll ask you to take a seat. And each of them are going to just take a few minutes, 3 minutes, to describe their mission. But they're going to go into a lot more detail as soon as we move into the flexible classrooms, okay? Welcome, Deborah. Welcome, Felipe. Good to see you guys. Deborah and Felipe, 2 former students, both came up from New York as well this morning. Great to see you guys. All right, Erin, all yours.
Great. Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here. So I work at Rosie's Place, which is a nonprofit in Boston. We've been around about 40 years, and we provide services and programs to poor and homeless women. We started as the first women's shelter in the United States because our founder had noticed that homeless women were dressing as men in order to get services at one of our other local shelters. So she said, we can do better than that. Let's get a program that's focused just on providing services to women. We see about 12,000 women a year in the Boston area. And we really do a variety of services. We say we help with everything from diapers to detox. We have a small shelter, but most women come to our programs to have drop-in services, meeting with an advocate, taking a shower, getting a hot meal, working with a lawyer or legal teams, learning English, doing some crafting. We have a variety of opportunities for women. We're excited to be here today because as our program has grown, we've tried to, we're located in the south end and our building can't get any bigger, so we've tried to say what else can we do to reach poor and homeless women who can't come here. So the program that we're focused on for this hackathon is an expansion partnership where we work with moms in the Boston Public Schools. Because when we said where else are poor and homeless women in the city, well, they're bringing their kids to school. And the schools have a lot of resources to help kids, but not any resources to help parents and families. So we're excited to kind of grow, and we have a strategic plan that in the next 5 years, we will have advocates in all 125 of the Boston Public Schools.
Great.
So, thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Cool. Ami and Dylan from Green Hope School.
Hi everyone, thank you all for coming out today. I'm Ami Patel, I'm the president of Green Hope School in Tanzania, and Green Hope was founded in 2011. It's a pre-primary and primary school located in Tanzania. It was co-founded by me, a peer of mine from university, and a local Tanzanian school teacher named Harriet Jones. Harriet is incredibly special to us, and she told us back then, and even now, she's recognized the fact that in Tanzania, the school system discriminates a lot against students from rural areas, from poor populations. And one of the things Green Hope seeks to address is the lack of pre-primary, primary education in rural areas. And we've been a school now for 7-8 years, and we have a nonprofit here in the United States, and we support the school in Tanzania, and that's our main goal, and we are incredibly excited to be here today. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I'm Dylan. I'm the VP of Development. Essentially, my role is for the 501c3 nonprofit in the States here. I do a lot of development campaigns, things like that, marketing, a lot of research, and just kind of like donor outreach. But ultimately today, what we're focused on is hacking for Green Hope abroad. We're working on the ground operations. We're looking at kind of ingratiating our organization and our school into the society and the culture in the actual community that we're located in. So we're open to a lot of different options. We're excited to have you guys working with us. Thank you all for being here.
Great, thank you both.
Hi everyone. co-founder of Rethink Belief. Rethink Belief was started in 2011. It was a collaboration at the beginning between MIT and TU Delft, an external organization. The goal of Rethink Belief was really to use design thinking to connect designer, student, and relief organization with local refugee, and together work on developing better services and better product. We have organized several international design summits, and we have participated in a whole range of projects. Really excited to what solution you guys are going to come up with today to help us grow and sustain the organization.
And the team just came back from Greece, is that right?
Yeah, we were in Greece working with unaccompanied minor from the Syrian refugee. I just came back a week ago, so it was really exciting.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Thanks for joining.
Hi, I'm Lisa Gualteri. I'm on the faculty at Tufts University School of Medicine. And let me ask everybody a question. Does anybody have or used to wear a Fitbit or any other kind of tracking device? What do you do with it if you upgrade, if you stop using it? People just throw it in their junk drawer. You're not supposed to throw them in the trash because they have lithium batteries in them. And our idea was to collect the Fitbits that people are no longer using and to provide them to underserved populations. So to date, we've collected over 3,000 trackers. We've gotten donations from a number of vendors of last year's models, but mostly they come in one at a time from people with nice notes saying, I didn't know what to do with this, I didn't want to throw it away, thank you for giving this a second life. We work with veterans with PTSD, we work with older adults through nursing homes and senior centers in low-income regions. We have one program that's working in the Boston schools with kids who were bused and sitting in the cafeteria for 45 minutes in the beginning and end of the day, and now they are out in running clubs wearing our trackers, and we want to do more. I'm the founder. I run Recycle Health along with some of my wonderful students, graduate students, who come and help us clean, refurbish, and test the trackers. Our biggest problem is fundraising, and we're hoping for some great ideas today.
Great, thank you. So, there's a very big difference between the last three nonprofits and Rosie's. Rosie's Place has been around for 40 years. They have a $9 million operating budget. They have a significant number of full-time employees, okay? They have scaled, and although in this harsh era that we live in, fundraising is never taken for granted, they are by and large sustainable. But a much more common scenario is what you're seeing with our other three nonprofits, okay? They are primarily people that are doing this part-time, and they live hand to mouth. They live from grant to grant or donation to donation. So what I want you to all think about as context, regardless of what the challenge is that everything that you've learned at Holt is going to come into play today. Like any organization, they need a viable business model. Like any organization, they need to be sustainable. They need to know that there is capital to fund their mission, because otherwise they get into an endless cycle of grant writing and fundraising, which detracts from their mission. For many years, Holt had a Master's in Social Entrepreneurship program in San Francisco. I was one of the lead faculty members, and it was a joy to teach in that program. Deborah Luongo was one of my students from the very last year of that program, okay? One of the things that I felt very important to teach my students in that program is, first, I need to teach you how to be entrepreneurs. I need to teach you the skills of understanding market demand and user requirements and all of the things that you're learning here at Holt. And then I can help you direct that focal point to social impact organizations. Now, most of these organizations don't judge their success by profit. They judge their success by social impact, okay? It's a different measure, but it's a very important measure. And what I'm going to encourage all of you to think about as a very simple model is what I call the Robin Hood model, the Tom's Shoes model, right? When Tom's Shoes was started, it wasn't about making money, but Tom's Shoes is able to sell espadrilles in Nordstrom's for $120 a pop, and they use that money to fund the mission. So one of the real questions becomes, as Lisa had said, we need fundraising, yes, but they also need to figure out a way to monetize their current skills, capabilities, and competencies in order to start to generate some funding that gives them some foundation, okay? So think about Tom's Shoes or Warby Parker or a lot of organizations that I'm sure most of you have done business with as the kind of model that could be helpful to some of these organizations, okay? All right, now, I want to take questions because I think most of you are doing your first hackathon, so please, no question is a dumb question. I'd rather, if one of you has it, I'm sure many of you have it. So before we leave this room, what questions can I answer for you? What questions do you have? Please, who's going to break the ice? I know you have questions. I have no doubt about it. Yes, thank you, Lydia.
Do we have a time for the presentation?
Okay, you are each going to have 6 minutes to present, okay? You have, it's a great question, okay? Standard demo day scenario, 6-minute pitch, okay? So as you think about working backwards, right, you're planning your entire day to pitch to a series of judges who are subject matter experts, both the nonprofit leaders and other people we've brought in. Work backwards from, okay, what does this pitch start to look like? Start to storyboard the pitch fairly early. What are the key issues that we want to communicate? What are the information gaps that we have to fill? Target a 6-minute pitch. And typically that means no more than about 12 slides, okay? Just to give you a slide budget. So don't get carried away. Great question, thanks. What other questions?
What about Q&A?
Excuse me?
What about Q&A?
There will be 1 minute of Q&A, okay, per session, okay? Attacking a fundamental assumption or two. Who else? All right, so then what we're going to do is, just as a reminder, we're now going to head to the flexible classrooms, okay? Sola, Yona, anybody have any other logistical points that you guys want to make?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi everyone. I just have one quick update. So there is food on the 7th floor atrium, but it's not for us. I was told to tell you this. We have, as Mike said, we have coffee on classroom C and G for you, and we'll have snacks coming at around like 10:30 for you. We'll tell you when they're ready so you can get some snacks on the classroom of your floor. All good? And presentation again, just a quick reminder, we'll get your presentation at 4:15 on a flash drive. And then we're going to move to pitching, okay?
All right, so yeah, please.
Again, just to make sure for those who have the conflict with the library,
Yes.
make sure that we
What I'm going to request we do is during the lunch time, when we start to serve lunch, if you could find Joanna or Sola, okay? I'm going to ask one of them to be in each of the 2 classrooms. And I'm going to leave it up to you guys to identify yourself so that we can work together to create a schedule that doesn't conflict and you can do both, okay?
Exactly.
Thank you.
just tell us if you know at lunchtime or whenever you want, just tell us at what time you're going to be pitching for Flywire so we can adjust your pitching time for the hackathon. I believe we're going to order more Okay.
Okay. And what time does the pitching go? What's the window from when to when?
From 5 to
7.
5 to 7. Okay, so more or less in our window as well. Okay.
Okay, so we'll start probably with the Flywire team at 4:30.
Yeah.
You'll be the first one, so
Yeah.
you're free at 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's great. Why don't we do that? We'll stack up the Flywire first and they're free to go. Does that work for you guys? Are you being given a specific schedule by the Flywire or you kind of just do it whenever?
We're gonna be given a specific schedule, but at 4, not before.
Okay. All right. All right. So once again, I want to thank our nonprofit leaders for trusting in us to provide support for them and spending their day with us. I want to thank our mentors and judges, including many HULT students that have come in from around the world to support us today. And I want to thank all of you for spending your day with us. I promise you we're going to do everything we can to make it a very productive and memorable day. And if you become like a lot of my former students, you're going to become hackathon junkies just like us, okay? Let's go have a great time today, and let's come up with some awesome solutions.
Oh.